What's going on, everyone? It's another Dad and Dinero discussion. As we wait for K. Dinero to join us, tonight we'll be discussing Pet Sematary, the remake, the reboot. The original was, let's see what the original was, 1989. This is the newer one, 2019. So, I am Horror Movie Dad. Dad watches horror movies, Dad. I have a YouTube channel, if you didn't know. It's called Dad Watches Horror Movies. Subscribe to that if you'd like. That would be wonderful. I'm also Horror Movie Dad on Instagram. So, thank you for joining my live. We have K. Dinero coming on. We're going to discuss Pet Sematary. So, as we wait for him to go, I will just discuss some history as I've done before. This will be our 7th discussion. We call them D3s, Dad and Dinero discussions. As we wait for him to join, I will discuss some more. So this will be our 7th episode. We do them about every 2 weeks, every other Sunday. So about 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time is when we do this thing. Was it 2 weeks ago? What did we do? We discussed... What did we discuss? Suspiria. That was it. I believe it was Suspiria. I'm going to have to double check on that. But we've done Suspiria. We've done Midnight Meat Train. We've done Macabre. You know what? I'm going to get the actual list and look at it, so I'm not telling you the wrong information here. So, as it shows up, here we go. Okay. So, our first Dad and Dinero discussion was about Macabre. Thank you, Wishmaster. Thank you very much. Macabre. Then we did The Lighthouse. We did Come to Daddy. Crawl. Midnight Meat Train. Suspiria. And Wishmaster. So those were the ones that we've done. Those were in order. Wishmaster was 2 weeks ago. Looks like K. Dinero has joined. So I will push him live with my discussion once he is ready to jump onto this discussion. For all those who didn't know, I've known Kenny, a.k.a. K. Dinero, since high school, freshman year. We also lived about a few blocks from each other. So it's been a while now. 2000, graduated in 2000, so we're some old cats here. So that's how it works out. And K. Dinero also assured me that he was going to make sure that his phone does not overheat this time. So he's either going to put an ice pack on it or a bag of peas or even just stay in the fridge, because 2 weeks ago when we discussed Wishmaster, his phone overheated and we lost him for a little bit, and he ended up putting his phone in the fridge. He had to do that 2 times in a row, put his phone in the fridge. So let's hope he's ready this time. As I still see him, he's joined us, but I'm waiting for him to send the request to jump on here. Let's see if I can do that myself. There he is. Go live with K. Dinero. Let's see if this works out for us here. There he is. What's up, bro?
What's going on?
What's going on, man? How you been?
Good.
Good, bro.
Let's discuss Pet Sematary.
Yes, let's discuss it. Shall we?
But first, before I do anything, I must now don't judge me. It is summertime still, so I can still drink these without you guys making fun of me.
Oh, there you go. I'm making fun of you, man. I will overtop you though, because I'm drinking a little bit of whiskey here. So,
What kind of whiskey are you drinking?
I actually Jack Daniel's Honey today.
Oh, nice. You put me on game on that when we went to the Giants game last year.
Right.
Flask, and it tasted actually. This was pre-coronavirus, so we actually were able to share the flask without repercussions.
Yeah, dude, it's good stuff. It's easy to drink, so it's a little bit on the sweet side for my taste, but I have a bottle of it, so I was like, let's try something different.
You like my background?
Dude, I see You got the lights moving. I see some jack-o'-lanterns back there, bro.
Yep. That's how
Top it off, bro. Man, next time, I guess for the next one, I should be hanging some Halloween shit behind.
All right, so let's get into this. We're talking about the movie Pet Sematary, and this is the remake.
It is the remake. Hold on a sec. Alexa, play Dinero Creep Show.
I can't play podcasts while the explicit filter is on.
Oh, what?
Oh, that's cool. It's all good. We'll play later.
What?
For those of you that don't know, my name is Dinero, and I am also a musician. So when you guys are done watching this live, if you could kindly go to my page and click the click here link, which will go directly to my Spotify. I'm on Apple Music. I'm on Amazon. I'm on Spotify. I'm pretty much on everything. So that's K_Dinero.
See, I thought it was cool by asking them to play our main song, but I guess I have to do it this way instead, bro.
Wait, hold on. Elizabeth said.
Show. Midnight flows, everything slow-mo. One is the devil, other is a crow. We're up all night drinking at the creep show. Let's go to the show. Midnight flows, everything slow-mo. One is the devil, other is a crow. We're up all night smoking at the creep show.
Wait,
all right, there we go.
Wait a second. It says, hold on. Elizabeth says, put the nun in your doorway. In Horror Movie Dad's doorway.
The Nun. Talking of the, I know who you're talking about from the movie The Nun.
Oh, okay.
There we go. So I do my entire house right now is already decked out in Halloween stuff. I did it last weekend because what else is there to do, right? So my outside, I got my reapers outside. I set up my Halloween village. It's all good. So I'll be posting some stuff about that. But yeah, so all right, here we go. Right, Pet Sematary, the reboot. We're not talking the original. We're talking the reboot, and this is the first time I've seen it. Have you seen it before this? Or this is the first time?
I'm gonna say I watched it last night, and I was very actually impressed. The movie actually was not boring, and John Lithgow, holy shit, has that guy gotten old? What the fuck?
Right. Right.
But
so,
he carries his role very well, and he actually does a really good job playing the character that he plays. And the main actor who was in Rise of the Planet of the Apes, right? Wasn't he in that movie too?
Was it Jason Clarke?
Jason Clarke. I guess that's his name. He did a really good job acting. The whole thing was very good, and I was not bored at all. I was never.
Okay, so I'm gonna say this right off. I'm gonna say this right off the bat. I've seen the original plenty of times, and I love the original movie. It's one of my top horror movies. I'm not gonna tell you exactly what number horror movie it is, but it's in my top 20 for sure. And the original scared the shit out of me as a kid, and it still scares me today. It's hard to scare an adult with a movie. You know, it doesn't scare me as much, but it's a creepy ass movie, the original. So this reboot had a lot to live up to in my eyes because I like the original so much, and I'm going to tell you that it failed to live up to the original for sure.
Oh wow!
And that's what I'm going to say. We can discuss like the movie and stuff as it comes out, as we move on a little bit more. But I'll read the little synopsis here, so in case there's people who don't even know what the hell this movie's about, which I'm sure you do if you're watching this, but we'll do it anyway. Sometimes dead is better. Dr. Lewis Creed and his wife Rachel moved from Boston to Ludlow in rural Maine with their two young children, hidden in the woods near the new family home. Ellie, their eldest daughter, discovers a mysterious cemetery where the pets of community members are buried. So that's very vague to exactly what this movie is.
You know what? Okay, so I need to when we're done with this, I'm definitely gonna watch the first Pet Sematary just so I can like compare both because it's been such a long time. And what I do remember from the first Pet Sematary was the house being on that highway and that fucking 18-wheeler would always come by.
Right.
For that. Was the dad from Poltergeist in the first Pet Sematary?
No. It was a completely different actor who I haven't seen.
Why do I him?
Yeah, it's not him. I got his name is Dale Midkiff in the original, and he wasn't in too much stuff, or anything else that I've really seen. So he was kind of a nobody.
Okay.
So, but I'll say this. You brought up John Lithgow. I thought he did a good job as the creepy old man. You know, I love the horror movies that always have that cliche guy.
Yeah.
He did a good job, but I'm gonna go back and I'm when it came to Suspiria, I didn't really go back and forth from original to different because the movies were very different from each other. This new reboot or remake of Pet Sematary is exactly the same except for one huge detail.
What's the
I won't bring that up until we get to it, but
Clay Mo says, love you guys. Love you too, Barclay Mo.
oh yeah. What's up, Dad? My dad's watching. So
What's up, Dad?
yeah, so the original guy who was played John Lithgow from the original movie, who played Judd, dude, you thought John Lithgow did a good job? This other guy in the original is like one of the best creepy old men ever.
Dude, do you know it'd be hella funny because this is a running joke with us?
Yeah.
How funny would it be if the creepy old guy was the homeless guy from Wishmaster?
Bro, that would be awesome if it was, dude.
But would he talk normal? Would he be talking like gibberish and shit and like
if he appeared in three movies that we watched, that'd be
like a half-eaten banana like hanging out his pocket and it's like not even like combed beard. He's all dirty. He's got fucking dirt stains everywhere.
And he lives in the cemetery.
Yeah, I mean, it would make sense, you know? It'd be like, oh, it makes sense, but wait, isn't that the guy from Wishmaster?
Dude, and like you said
Wishmaster?
like before, he plays a bum in like every movie he's in.
Dude, the bum in 976 Evil 2, remember?
Yeah.
And I wouldn't even 9762 bro, that movie sucked.
That's the second one, right?
That was trash. I can't
seen it.
2 hours of my life watching that fucking trash.
I've never seen the first one or the second one, man, so I don't know.
So let's go back into Pet
Right.
Sematary. Right. So
All
I watched it twice. So
okay.
Last night, and then I wanted to watch it and skim through it like an hour before we went. You know, we discussed things and
Right.
Did the first Pet Sematary have a foreshadowing? Now, the spoiler alert. When you watch the beginning of Pet Sematary, it goes to the house with a car with the door open, and there's blood everywhere, and the blood leads to the front door, and on the car you can actually two red bloody fingerprints, like the hands like this, like get out, but we never know what happens.
Right.
So it's like we know it's foreshadowing the future, what's to come, obviously, but I don't know. It's like, did they have that in the first one?
No foreshadowing from the first one. I'm trying to think if there was. Just the dreams and stuff that the main character was having. Was his name Lewis Creed? Yeah, is that his name? Yeah, Lewis Creed. The dreams and stuff were all in the original too. So, but the foreshadowing was not there. A lot of it. What I like about a reboot, and I like things to be different.
Okay, before you even say anything.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I will say that this reboot was better than the Thing reboot.
Well, The Thing was a prequel.
Oh, it wasn't a reboot. It was a prequel. Well, I'll say this: I liked this movie better than the prequel of The Thing.
Okay. I didn't.
So obviously,
Hey, we're finally disagreeing on something. This is great, bro.
that's good. That's good. I will say this for this movie, Pet Sematary. Like, here's a few things that I noted. Okay,
Yeah.
I was entertained. I was, the acting was good.
Right. I'll take that. The acting was good in this.
For a movie with not that many kill scenes and
Mhm.
not that much gore,
Mhm.
I was, I was entertained. There was no like, oh, you know what did kind of scare me is his wife had the sister that she didn't want to feed because she was like scared of her or something, and so she would use that little fucking elevator system thing.
Yeah.
Sister was, man, I don't know what kind of spinal cord like trauma or whatever she had. That shit was fucking gnarly, dude. With the way all the bones were all fucking
Yeah.
arthritis or something.
Yeah. I don't know what she had. Same in the original. The original was creepy as hell. Sister too, man. Like the original. I told myself I wasn't going to go back to the original a lot, but I'm just doing it because it's almost the same movie. Besides one total difference. But
Let's ask Elizabeth O'Hagan whether she liked the first Pet Sematary, the original one, or if she enjoyed the remake. Now, I have to watch the first Pet Sematary again, or the original one, because from what my understanding is, Pet Sematary is actually one of the most scariest horror movies. Like is a very, very scary horror movie. It's Stephen King. You know it's scary when it's going to be Stephen King, but it's more like people talk about that movie and they say it's fucking scary. And Pet Sematary 2 sucked because
okay.
yeah, Pet Sematary 2 sucked with Edward Furlong.
Yeah, that movie.
What the, dude? Only good movie with Edward Furlong ever is Terminator 2.
Oh yeah, come on.
Yeah, we know that.
Brain Scan.
Oh my God, he was in Brain Scan?
Yeah, wasn't he in Yeah, he was in Brain Scan, bro.
Hold on. Crystal91 says, I didn't even know there was a remake. So
Okay, there's a reason why. There's a reason why she doesn't know there was a remake, because this remake is not any good.
So, okay. Personally, the original is always better. That's true. That is always true.
Yeah.
Do a remake. But
Actually,
the movie that we watched was Pet Sematary, the reboot. So basically, it's a movie that is redone, but the original movie came out in the 80s, right?
89.
89. Okay, I'm definitely watching the original Pet Sematary again. I have
Yeah,
to.
me too, bro. Because then you'll look back on this one and go, holy shit. Because a lot of people say, like, people watch this movie without even watching the original and they've never seen it before, which is probably a good way to do it, because you might like this Pet Sematary because if you don't, by not watching the original first. And a lot of people said that. So, but
One,
you're like,
to get
so,
in the spirit, man.
right?
That's my sacrificial light.
That's right, dude. So, but when it comes to reboots, I like, I'm a fan of the reboots and the remakes and stuff, because it brings them to a younger audience, that these younger audiences know that, hey, these stories were from back in the day. And it also gives it an upgraded feel because they have like iPhone, stuff like that. So it makes it more relatable the times now, which is cool. But what I enjoy about a reboot is something that still takes the original concept but totally flips it. Like I'm gonna give an example, like Child's Play or the Suspiria that we watched. Both of those are reboots, but they totally flip the story around. And
Well, hold
that's
on.
what I like.
So Elizabeth O'Hagan says the old school graphics took more time. So when do you mean like the props, like the gore, like the animatronics, and like that is true. You don't see very often movies that actually use like actual what is it the word for it, Josh? Like props, right? Or like it's like
Um,
old school movies, it wasn't CGI. And we all know when we watch movies.
Practical effects.
Yeah, practical effects. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Practical effects. Who is the guy that did the practical effects for Jason and Night of the Living Dead? He's like a fucking. What?
Tom Savini.
Tom Savini. Good knowledge, Josh. I knew you would know that one.
Dude, he's the best. He's arguably the best horror practical effects designer ever.
Don't talk about that shit. Black Christmas 2019 remake reboot.
Watched it.
Wait, Black Christmas has been done like 3 times.
Three times. It's been rebooted twice.
They did one like in 2001 or 2.
Yeah.
That one was
I saw that one. That was crap.
bad.
Huh?
That one wasn't bad. Wasn't that about the psychopath and the fucking he was in a insane asylum and he breaks out and he goes into like a girl's dorm. All I know is there's this one part in the second Black Christmas where he wraps a fucking black trash bag around someone's face and stabs their eye with a fucking pencil, dude. I don't know if you remember that shit, but that was crazy.
Yeah.
The original Pennywise compared to the new Pennywise, I like the original. You know what? I agree too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It just like, I don't know. The new Pennywise was, I was just going to bring that up. LOL. Yeah. I mean, look, the old, like if you look at the old Pennywise and you look at the new Pennywise, the old one is scary as fuck, dude. With the teeth, with the real fucking teeth, like get the fuck out of here. Like if I saw, I mean, clowns don't really bother me that much, but if I saw a clown with that kind of teeth, I would fucking run, dude.
I like both Pennywises. I like them both.
Okay.
I don't like the chapter 2. Chapter 2 came out. I thought that was garbage.
The one with the kids was better. Okay, we got to stay on subject to Pet Sematary.
Let's do it. So I'm gonna say, okay, so the guy that gets into the car accident and comes through and is all bloodied up, all right, that's pretty. Those were all practical effects, and those were very good.
Good. Yes. That you're right.
Similar to the original. The same thing happened. The guy gets into the car accident. And he ends up knowing who the doctor's name is and telling him to stay away. The ground is sour. Same stuff, and that's cool. I was liking that. I was digging the beginning of the movie. So, but I was just hoping for something different while it happened. But any points that you got to give to the beginning of the movie at all? Any noteworthy scenes for you during the first quarter of the movie?
So the scenes that kind of like really creeped me out was obviously the wife's sister who was just all fucking deformed. That was pretty, that was pretty unsettling. And the scares with her sister were really good. They were very predictable.
Of course.
We all knew when you heard Rachel.
Yeah.
Oh, and you're like, whoa, what is that? And you're like, okay, we know it's her sister, duh. And then it's like you hear all the clanking and she like follows it and then she goes to the bathroom and you know what the fuck is gonna happen. Her sister is gonna pop out of nowhere. So we knew that was gonna happen, but the way that they did it was cool. I liked it. The way that she just dropped, there was at least 3 or 4 scenes with her sister that was actually legit kind of creepy and scary. The cat didn't really scare me that much. The cat just kind of annoyed me. Like they could have done a better job with the cat. Maybe if it was a more scarier or like uglier looking cat. I don't know. That cat just like
yeah, it was more cute than anything.
Yeah, it didn't do anything for me. Like, okay,
that was a black cat.
Yeah, or just like, what if it was like one of those cats that don't have skin or something, like some weird, crazy. So like, he takes the cat, right? He's like, oh well, this cat's fucking cursed, so I'm just gonna put it in a cage and drive really far, and just drop it off. And oh well, what the fuck? 2 days later, the cat comes back.
Right.
I mean, I could have saw that coming from a mile away, literally.
I like the ambiance of the Pet Sematary itself. That was good. What I didn't care for was when they went over the wall, the wood wall at the Pet Cemetery, and they started walking all far. And this guy, Judd, where you taking me, Judd? What are we doing? And they tried to make it a little too creepy, and it just was. It almost had like a haunted house vibe or a haunted scene vibe rather than like an actual scary vibe to me.
So my question to you is, in the original Pet Sematary and Pet Sematary 2, were they two different places, or were they the same place again?
Two different places. It was behind. There was the Pet Cemetery, well, actually a Pet Cemetery,
and then in
like,
right?
the evil burial ground behind it, where they had the guy for a hike to get there.
And that was like a sacred Indian ground.
Yeah, it was supposed to be, in the original, it was an Indian burial ground, or sorry, Native American burial ground, and that's what the original was. But this one was going more of like, it was just a cursed like, demon land or whatever, and there was some demon that was overseeing it and making these animals come back to life and turn evil. So.
Okay, so all right, so we got the cat. So basically, we know that they bury the cat comes back, the cat's not as nice, blah 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 blah. Okay, now the cat comes back for his daughter's birthday. She sees the cat, she goes outside, she gets ran over by a semi. That actual scene was kind of like, whoa, like that kind of like was pretty fucked up, because you never want to, like, you watch horror movies and it's never a little kid that gets killed. Like, if that shit happens, it's like, fuck, man, like that's like brutal. Like, I don't want to see this shit, but it happened. But we all know what's gonna happen. They do the funeral service, and he's like, you know what? I'm gonna go dig her up, and I'm gonna take her body.
Before you go any farther about digging her up, this was the biggest difference. Okay.
First one to the reboot.
Yes.
Okay.
So yeah, it was dramatic, that the daughter got killed. In the original, it was the son that got killed in the road.
Oh wow.
It up. That's the only thing that they changed, is they switched that up to make it daughter instead of the son.
Wasn't the son the same kid that was in Kindergarten Cop?
Yes.
Yes! Fuck yeah!
Boys have a penis. Girls have a vagina. That kid was in Pet Sematary.
He's the same kid from that stupid meme where he's all, I want to join. He's like, do you want to be my friend? Let's be friends.
He was also in New Nightmare.
Okay, but do you know what I'm talking about in that video?
Yeah.
Friends. He's all, we can do fun things. We can go out. It's like fun.
So, and it was way dramatic too in the original when Gage gets ran over by the semi instead of the daughter. So that's what they switched up, and that's the only difference in the entire movie, really, is that it's the daughter instead of the son. And I think they did it that way so it can be less dramatic, because that kid's like 2 years old, not even, So I guess the older the kid, the less dramatic it is, right?
Knowledge break.
Yeah.
What is that? What is the name of the actor who played the kid in the original Pet Sematary? And also, my dad looks at vaginas all day long. That's right.
The kid. My dad is a gynecologist, and he stares at vaginas all day long.
Oh my God.
I gotta find out what this kid's name is.
John Kimball.
Okay, I found his name.
What's his name?
The kid's name is Miko Hughes.
Okay, I want you to see, or no, hold on. I'm gonna go on my Google. I'm gonna do what Miko Hughes looks like now.
I see him right now.
Dude, I look like I'm ready to tell a scary story.
We're talking about a scary movie. Miko Hughes. So
wait. I have to see what Miko Hughes looks like now.
Just Google him.
like a VH1 like Nico Hughes documentary where at 20 years old he went into a spiral of drugs and hookers.
Apparently he was in Tropic Thunder.
What?
Yeah, that's it. I'm looking at his movies that he's done. He was in Tropic Thunder, Apollo 15, Pet Sematary, New Nightmare, Kindergarten Cop, Spawn. Those are the popular ones that he was in. The rest are just not something we.
Holy shit! Look at him then. Look at him now.
Show him.
Hold on.
You got to get it. It's kind of hard to see. Oh yeah, bring him closer. There you go. Yep, that's him.
Wait, this is what he used to look like.
Yeah.
Hold on. What does he say again, Josh?
Boys have a penis, girls have a vagina.
Say it one more time.
Say it one more time. Boys have a penis, girls have a vagina. Oh man.
For those that don't know, boys have a penis and girls have a vagina.
That's where that came from.
Okay, so all right. So we are talking. Okay, we know that the cat was probably one of the things that didn't impress me about this Pet Sematary reboot. The cat was not scary at all. It's actually annoying. But when the daughter comes back, there's a very weird scene where she's like, she kind of knows, like she's talking to her dad, and she's like, the last thing I remember was I saw Churchill or church, and I just went to black. And she's like, does mommy know? And he's like, no, he's basically like, just shut up and go to bed. And he's just like, he weirded out. He's like, fuck, I have to sleep next to my dead daughter. It's so weird.
It was, man.
And then he wakes up in the morning and she's playing like the Nutcracker Suite. She's playing the Nutcracker Suite and she's like dancing all around and she's like grabbing photos of her and throwing it on the ground. Like, what the fuck? And that was a very weird scene. I don't know, like, why they did that. I don't know if she's mad that she's alive or if she knew that she died. Like, I don't get it.
Yeah, it was like kind of confusion of, was she really alive? And it was like almost like there was just a demon influencing her to start. Like,
okay. In the beginning of the movie, they have a scene where there's a bunch of kids wearing masks with a dead dog in a fucking
wheelbarrow.
What's it called again?
Wheelbarrow.
Is that in the first one?
No.
So they added that. Added, very unnecessary. Those kids look like the fucking kids from Nightmare Before Christmas, dude. Not scary at all.
No.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
And then there's a part where what's the guy again? The actor that plays the old guy, John Lithgow.
John Lithgow.
Lithgow is in his house, and then she's the girl, the daughter who died, and now she's resurrected. She has one of those masks on, and then she takes off the mask, and then she emulates his dead wife's face.
Yeah.
Puts it on him. You know what I mean? And it was just, I don't know. It was like another unnecessary scene. But I will tell you, that little girl killed the shit out of John Lithgow. Went in. Like, that shit like this. I was like, God damn. Ghost Face Show?
Ghost
Cemetery sucks. We're talking about the reboot, and from what a lot of people are saying, it did suck. I was actually impressed by it. It wasn't boring. The cat sucked. The girl that came back to life was just So that's that right now.
As I said before, the original, I love the original, and I thought the remake was so.
But I will say this. Out of all the movies that we have reviewed, like, there was not kind of like a dull moment when I watched it last night. Maybe because I was a few, drinks in and inebriated, but
You got your opinion, man. Stand strong, bro. You got your opinion. Back down, bro.
But it, you know, like I said, it was entertaining, and then we will, like, when we do the review with the final, you know, score, we will know. You know what I'm saying? But again, they have another scene where the wife is dreaming, and now she's the sister with the spinal cord disease, and she can't get out of bed, and then she hears the, you know, that little elevator, that little, you know, do you even know anybody like in real life that have a fucking stupid elevator, fucking, like, you put a plate in and then you just like whoop? You do?
Yeah.
Who?
So, so Teresa used to watch.
Shut up! No way!
Not Teresa.
Okay.
But she used to watch. She used to be a babysitter for a couple kids. All right, and they lived in a house to where they had one of those dumb waiters. It was from the garage up to the kitchen, so they can put their.
Hold on, Elizabeth O'Hagan says my grandma's old house had it. That okay?
It's
All right.
the stuff, heavy things from upstairs to downstairs.
Dude, dude, like, I don't smoke weed, but if I was lazy as fuck and I wanted to get high all the time, and like I had like a roommate and I didn't want to do shit, I would tell them, dude, I would fucking park my happy ass right next to on the top floor of that fucking elevator thing, and there'd be three things that they give me. It would be marijuana, it would be junk food, and it would be booze. And then I would have a fucking pot so I could piss in right next to it, and I'd have the bathroom accessible like maybe a few feet away. But damn, if I had that, I would do that. Speaking, I was a lazy pothead, and I'm not saying that smoking weed is bad. Okay, it has medicinal purposes, but for some reason that just popped in my head. Okay, so what were you so?
Wait, bringing up the sister. So, you know, when it showed the flashbacks of her, like, trying to feed her sister and hearing all the weird sounds and stuff like that, the house was in pretty good shape, right? Wasn't the house in pretty good shape during those flashbacks? So, yeah, it looked like the house was in pretty good shape. But then it shows the sister. I'm like, dude, she's in this ratty-ass, like, dirty dress. I'm like, dude, put some new clothes on her, bro. You're taking care of her. She wear clean clothes. Like, they make her wear, like, zombie clothes like she just got out of a freaking casket. Like, bro, she's not dead yet. You have a nice house. You're taking care of her. Change your damn clothes.
No, I agree.
That was one of my little pet peeves, bro. I always got to find a little pet peeve about something, dude.
Right back, because I have to give another refreshment. Maybe you could ask, you know, some questions to our viewers. And thank you for everybody that is watching Dad and Dinero discussions. Thank you so much. I will be right back.
For sure. Yes. Thanks for watching, people. It's nice to do this stuff. And Halloween is right around the corner, and I'm going to tell you all this right now. September is a part of Halloween. I'm just letting you know that right now. I set up all my Halloween stuff last week, even though you don't see any behind me. I didn't have the cool idea that Kate and Dinero had to put some Halloween stuff behind me. I guess I'm not cool, but it's all right. And I'm going to say this again, and I'm going to say it hard. All right, I'm going to say it really hard right now. This Pet Sematary remake sucked. And I'll give you my official rating at the end. But it's just hard for me to watch a reboot that's almost exactly the same as the original. You can't watch an original movie without going outside the lines a little bit, like Child's Play did, or like Suspiria did. You got to go outside the lines a little bit just to pay homage to the original. So, pretty much, there's a lot of remakes out there. Most of the remakes just don't stand a chance, even before they're made. And this was one of them.
All right, I'm back.
He's back.
Back.
Does the sister come out of the dumbwaiter? Yes, she does come out of the dumbwaiter. It's like she falls down on top of the dumbwaiter.
The dumbwaiter?
Yeah, in the movie.
Oh, I didn't even know what the fuck it was called. I just...
Yeah.
Hitter?
No, it's not. It's not a waiter that can't speak and giving you food and not being able to speak. It's not that kind of waiter. It's a waiter. Yeah, they're called dumb waiters.
Dude, so when I went to go get my drink, right? Because you know, like everybody that knows, right? You're probably gonna ask me why I have this in my hand.
Is that a Twinkie?
No, it's not a Twinkie. So in my freezer,
Oh,
I have frozen taco meat, right?
okay.
Just recently found out that these, if you have frozen ground beef that is, I was gonna use this on my phone to keep it cool, but then the angle was like super bad. But found out that if you have one of these, like the technical term for like frozen beef is called a chub. So just so you know, you go to Costco and you needed a big chub of fucking beef, they'll know exactly what you're talking about. Very girthy.
Very girthy.
Very girthy.
Give me a chub, bro. So, what I did, what I'm going to give a thumbs up, even though I didn't like this at all. I told everybody like 5 now. I will give a thumbs up to the mention. Well, it wasn't mentioned. The showing of Derry, Maine, the made-up city that Stephen King. That's like this is it. It explained that we know this is a Stephen King movie, and it explained that this is a Stephen King universe. You know, you got the Marvel universe, you got the Conjuring universe. You know, you got Star Wars universe. All this. There's a Stephen King universe, and all this stuff is happening in the same spot. And they made sure to show Derry, Maine in this to show that this is the same. There's the same weird shit going on in Derry as there is at this Pet Sematary. So I like that kind of tie in there. That was nice. I'm glad they kind of brought that in. So that was probably maybe the other piece that I liked about this thing, and one of the very few things that I liked about it.
All right, so let's talk about the final quarter of the movie.
Okay.
When the daughter, and actually when the mom has the dream where she uses the dumbwaiter, or she's like stuck in bed and she pulls the cover over her face. Right before that, her sister comes out the dumbwaiter, and you could like see her hands like come up, and then she like looks at her, and then all of a sudden her spine just fucking starts going in all different crazy directions.
Right.
She wakes up, and then she sees her son in the crib, like just staring at her, and then all of a sudden the daughter comes out and like just like really starts to like try to get her, but her daughter gets her fucking really good, bro. Gets her like, I'm just gonna use the chub, the fucking prop, but she fucking like, she just like gets her right in her side.
Right.
Side. And I knew when I saw that, shout out to Mr. Fancy Ruiz. What's up, Alan? I see you here, if you're still here. But dude, I knew that was the kill shot. Like when she got her there, you saw how big that knife was? Holy fuck, it was like this big. Yeah, I knew. I was like, it's a wrap for her. It's a wrap. And so it goes from the mom dying, like literally, and then she goes and she's like, "You're not my daughter."
Yeah.
That was kind of cheesy. And then so the daughter grabs her by the ankles and like brings her to the fucking Pet Sematary. The dad like does his detective work, which is very simple. Like if they're not in the house, they're gonna be in the Pet Sematary. They go to the Pet Sematary. The one scene though is when the dad has the dead daughter who's like possessed or whatever. He really like almost kills her. Like he's like gonna do the final blow with the shovel, and then bam, like the fucking, it was like a barbed wire. It was like a fucking crowbar or electric, whatever. Like
It was like one of those the poles that hold up like barbed wire fence or something. You know what I mean?
That's a brutal part. I wanted that little girl to get killed all over again. Yeah, I know. She fucked up her mom pretty bad. And then, yeah, so the dad got the shovel. He's ready to fucking do this thing like it's a wrap for you. And then, boom, the mom. The mom,
Okay.
and then she turned, and then we all know. And basically, the fucked up thing about this movie is like, now we talk about the foreshadowing from the fucking beginning. So in the beginning, it showed the car with the door open. The dad dies. They all become fucking possessed. And and remember, in this movie, the guy in the beginning of the movie that was killed in the car accident, who flashbacks to the dad, he even says, this is the beginning of your end. He basically tells him, like, you're done, you're gonna die.
The ground is sour.
And so the fucked up thing that left me with a really like kind of uneasy feeling is that little poor baby is just in the car, and like you just see the three people like possessed, or like just what, like three people, and then boom, credits. And I'm just like, fuck.
All right. Another pet peeve of mine.
Yes.
Okay, when he gets stabbed in the back before he's trying to kill his possessed daughter. So the whole thing is that the mother was killed, okay? The daughter kills the mother, and it shows the daughter dragging the mother to the pet cemetery. Okay, do you remember back towards the beginning when Judd and Lewis Creed climb the sticks and walk back for a long time to go bury the cat? That took a while, right?
Yeah, and
How the hell did this daughter climb her mother, dead mother, corpse over that thing, drag her all the way through and climb up these stairs and bury her, and then be able to have her come all the way back within like 10, 15 minutes?
Shout out to Alfredo. Alfredo just joined Dad and Dinero discussions. Today we are talking about the movie Cemetery. It's a remix. You can see it on Amazon Prime. You can see it on Hulu. You can see it, I think, on Peacock, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, Amazon Prime. It's on Hulu too. But man, that came through way too fast. I'm like, dude, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Flaws after flaws.
So yeah.
Judd.
Okay. So the end of the movie is basically that poor little kid is a baby, and then like, what is the baby gonna do? It's like you end the movie and the baby's just in the car seat. Do you even think the baby gives a fuck about these three people? Like, that motherfucker's probably hungry. He's like, are you here to feed me? Because if you ain't feed me, then get the fuck out. Like, what the fuck?
Well, yeah, you know it's clearly over because they're just gonna possess their younger son too. You know, kill him and bury him in the pet cemetery, and then they'll be not in the pet cemetery. Bury them behind the pet cemetery. So, yeah.
All right. Look, we pretty much discussed.
Anything missed?
Yeah, I think we pretty much discussed like the entire movie for Pet Sematary, the reboot. From my end, John Lithgow, awesome job.
That.
Who was the dad again?
Who was the dad? Jason Clarke.
Jason Clarke. I was way off.
Mm-hmm.
Jason Clarke did a great job acting. The cat, I didn't really like the cat. The cat can go fuck himself or whatever the fuck. Cat was like, The daughter, when she came back to life, okay, yeah. And then lots of flaws. So now that I think about it, I was entertained through this movie, but now when I think about it, and I think about all the flaws in this movie, it's gonna change my score, dude, big time.
Yeah, I think if I see the original or I don't remember the original too much, I have a different outlook on this. But since I know the original so well, it was just hard for me to even enjoy this because almost everything was the same. So, and I don't see how you can make it any better. Even the way Judd died when he got the back of his foot cut while he was walking down the stairs. Same shit happened in the original. I'm like, you can't even change the way he dies.
Yeah.
It's like I was hoping for something different, even though around the same storyline, but something different. But they went completely linear, but just switched out who died, what kid died. So that was my thing.
Tim Webb,
What's up?
420. Tim Webb, 0420 says Rip Tracks is a good one. Thank you. Rip Tracks is a very good song. And that song I did with The Savage Sea, part of my group Nocturnal Hustlers. And it first debuted on High Powered. No, it didn't debut on High Powered.
I thought it did.
It debut on High Powered, and then we put it on Till Sunrise as a bonus track.
Yeah, there you go.
That's another discussion for another time. We can talk about music, whenever. But today we are talking about Pet Sematary, the reboot, and that's why we are having D3 Dad and Dinero discussions.
That's right.
Right. Let's go, baby. Let's.
Are you gonna get? Let's have you. Do you want me to give my rating first, or you want to give your rating here?
I will give my rating first.
Okay.
On a grade scale,
1 to 10 out of 10 stars.
1 to 10, I'm gonna give it a 7. No, I'm gonna give it a 6.75.
Okay. So after you heard everything that I was saying about the movie, I am going to give it a low score of 3.
Damn, shit.
Pet Sematary reboot 2019. You get a 3 out of 10. You suck. You suck. You suck.
There it is, folks.
There it is.
There it is.
You
I get
sucked.
7.5. I was time. I really need to go back and watch the original.
So, but hey, this is the first time on a D3 to where we actually have a difference of opinion when it comes to ratings. Our ratings have always been pretty close.
Yeah.
Besides this time, but that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
We're the same person. It's all good.
So basically not even worth watching. Crystal 91.
I agree.
Okay. You have to watch the first Pet Sematary. And if you like the original Pet Sematary, maybe, just maybe, you might want to watch, the new reboot. So that's all I have about that.
Watch the new reboot. I try to keep the noise away. I try to keep my head when it comes down to critics and people writing reviews before I watch a movie because I want to make my own opinion about it. But it was hard to stay away from anybody who didn't like this movie. And the only reason why I wanted to watch it is because I like the original so much. So I'm like, I just have to respect the original and respect Stephen King to watch this. And that's why I wanted to do a Dad and Dinero discussion on it, because I was almost hoping while I was watching this that I didn't like it so I can tear it apart during our discussion. Because we haven't done that yet.
No, I watched it. It was entertaining. I think I've seen Pet Sematary a long time ago, and I can't remember.
Watch it.
Yeah.
The original Pet Sematary. I'm going to give you a recommendation right now. 1989 original Pet Sematary movie. If you're into horror, any aspects of horror from now, horror from the past, does not matter. The original Pet Sematary is a classic horror movie. You can't mention the history of horror movies without throwing the original Pet Sematary in there. You just can't. Of course, originals are always better. You can find remakes. You can find remakes out there that are good and reboots out there that are good, but it's hard to it's hard to overtake the original every time. It really is. So, any last words? Any final thoughts here? Looks like we got about 5 minutes left on our stream.
I'm going to say 6.75 out of 10. Again, I haven't seen the original Pet Sematary in a long time. That could change the way that I feel now, but I haven't seen it. and I'm definitely going to watch the first Pet Sematary. So I'm glad that we did this Dad and Dinero discussions about it. So that's how I feel. Elizabeth O'Hagan says Friday the 13th have always been good with the remakes. I mean, Friday the 13th has
one remake for Friday the 13th.
What's that?
There's only one remake for Friday the 13th, I believe. So, but yeah, we can get into the crazy discussion of remakes. So I'm a huge Friday the 13th fan.
That's the one with LL Cool J, right?
Was he was H2O.
H2O, right?
And then do you know who was in the next one? Halloween Resurrection?
Yeah, Busta Rhymes.
Yeah.
Hey.
So, but Friday the 13th is always going to be good, man. No matter what. You can't top Voorhees. I don't care. So, looks like we have about a couple minutes left. I'm trying to think of final words. I think I already told you all my final words, but just check me out on YouTube. Dad watches horror movies. I sit there, I watch horror movies, I riff on them, I make a whole episode about it, and I kind of commentate on the movies, have a nice little introduction. That's cool. And then below me right here, Dinero. This guy's a rapper. He makes music. You can see it on Spotify or wherever music is streamed or sold. So you can check that out too. And this is Dad and Dinero discussions. We call them D3s. This was our 7th discussion, I believe.
Yeah.
And we usually do these things about every other week, either on a Friday or a Sunday at 9 o'clock. It's been normal Sundays right now. So, but
the people want to know what the next movie is.
That's your choice. It's Kenny's choice.
So I got to figure that out. And
so
you will be the first to know.
Right. So what we'll do is once we find out, I'll post it on a story or on my Instagram page or something, and we can go from there. But if you're just joining or you showed up towards the end, don't worry. I will upload this to IGTV right after we get off, and then probably like maybe 5 days later or so. I don't know, whenever I feel like I upload it to YouTube as well, my YouTube channel. So if you haven't subscribed to me on YouTube, please do. The link's in my description on my Instagram. It's Dad Watches Horror Movies, and we can go from there.
Oh, and real quick, I will be putting out a new album. Album is not titled yet, but I don't know if you guys know who Smoothie is. Check out my boy Smoothie. He is all over my next album. He did production on it. I did production on it. He's on like 4 or 5 songs. Yeah, you guys, if you follow me on Instagram, you will find out what it is. And yeah, shout out to Smoothie because he had a lot to do with my next shit. So I don't know, Josh. When you're done uploading everything, did you want to go live with me like we normally do or what? Okay, cool. So check this out, guys. We will be going back live in about, 25 minutes or so?
Yeah, maybe even earlier than that. So okay. I'll shoot you a text.
So make sure you get the alert on your Instagram that I am going live because Josh will be joining my live. So peace out, everybody.
Yes, thank you for joining, everyone. I appreciate it. Have a good one.
Thank you to everyone that watched us tonight. Love y'all.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you.
Later.